Okay, good morning, good afternoon, guys. Thank you so much still for coming to this video. It is so sad that we have this video that is trending of our fellow housemates. If I may say, to these companies that bring us this side, sometimes they have centers where they do train us. And their main intention, to me, I think it is to sell these books where there is Arabic English, those books that you buy this book, it is going to help you to learn like their language and you translate. Their main intention to put those centers is to sell those books, but not to train us. They don't train us really well the way they are supposed to do. Instead, they are taking it an advantage for them to sell those books to us, but not to train us. This message goes to all the new housemaids. Maybe you are how many months, maybe you are how many days, or you're planning also to come. Though there are things that are going to happen, but still people are still coming. So this is what I can tell you. If they tell you to do something, and this is not my first time to say this, if you see that you cannot do something for the 2 years, for the whole of your contract, say no from day one. Don't even dare try on it, because once you try on it, they will see that you are able to do it for the rest of your, like at the end of, and you finish all your contract while doing that same thing. So if you see something that is beyond human thinking, don't dare try to do it. Sometimes I always say, if you cannot take care of children, say no. Be frank to those people and say, no, I cannot take care of children. There is no one who is going to force you to take care of. I cannot force you to take care of my children, yet you are not interested in them, right? So if still you can stand up and say, no, I cannot feed these, I cannot breastfeed these puppies, say no. Sometimes come up and say, if I'm your daughter, would you allow me to breastfeed these puppies? This is like, it was beyond our thinking, by the way. It was too beyond, But you stand on your 2 legs. If you see things are too beyond human thinking, say no. No human being can do that, So if we can stand up and tell these people that for us, we cannot cook for ourselves, or for me, I cannot cook because I'm not yet married, why can't you stand up and say, no, please, I cannot breastfeed these puppies? Some housemates, you are there, you have your own rules, and moreover, weak rules that you do give these people. You stand up for yourselves for weak things that we do bring out. Yeah? Yesterday, I gave a video of just a housemaid who told her bosses that for her, she cannot cook because of her culture, So if you can tell that to someone, you cannot cook for yourself because of your culture. If you can tell someone that you cannot hang those curtains up, that is something that you give an excuse, though sometimes we can put those curtains. But because you want to defend yourself, or you want to give an excuse, or you want to pretend, this is how you're going to tell them that for me, I cannot put those curtains because even if you are not the one who put it there. So me, I cannot also put them there. So that means you can also stand up on your 2 legs and tell these people that I cannot breastfeed these puppies. It's not everything that they are going to tell us to do that we shall come up and do. Once you know you cannot do something from day one, don't even dare try on it. But once you show them that you can do it, that means you are able to do it for the rest of you until you finish your contract. So stand up before you get tired. Sometimes we pretend that, yeah, I'm going to make it, I'm going to do it. That yet in actual sense, that is pretense, and you're going to reach on the way and you fail. After reaching on the way and you fail, this is how you're going to come up with an idea of getting your phone, recording yourself doing the same thing, and calling for help. Maids, let us use our knowledge. Let us use our thinking. There are things that we can stop before they do happen. Once you know how to use your mouth, once you know how to use your head, there are things that you're going to stop before they do happen. And if you have a no in your mouth, let it be a big no. If you have a yes, let it be a big yes. Sometimes we are asked things and we start like, let me think about it. We start like, we can't say yes, we can't say no. So if at all they do tell us to do this, and each and everything we do, that means if they come up and say, you kill your parents, or if they come and say, finish up your parents, still we can come up and say, they have told us, let us do this. No, there are things that we are supposed to do, there are things that we are not supposed to do. If we come out and say we cannot do kitchen work, why can't you stand and say, I can still not breastfeed? This is not like a human being. Like, no? You stand up and say, no, I cannot do this. If they tell you to sit on the needles, if they set for you the needles on the chair and they tell you to sit, will you still sit on them yet you're seeing them, they are needles? If you sit on them, they are going to pierce your bum-bums. Ladies, use your head. Not everything that they are going to tell you, you are going to always come up and say, yes, I will do it, I will do it. So if you are not able to do something, if you see that before you start on it even, just say, no, I cannot manage. Before you start thinking, I have to call for help, you just refuse from the beginning. I once made a live telling you on how don't do what you cannot do for the rest of until you finish your contract. You have your mouth. This is why I'm always saying that gain your confidence from the beginning and stop pretending. Pretense is going to reach somewhere and you feel like, I'm giving up. I cannot continue anymore. So this is where you're going to get up your phone and you start calling for help. Yet it is too late. You have already done something. Do something that is not going to affect your life. Do something, accept to do something that is not going to affect someone else. It is your life. You're going to make the 2 years in that house. But make sure whatever you are doing, you are deciding it for yourself. If you have a no, use it and say no. Be strict. Since we have weak rules, we should also put those rules that, they are beyond, on things that are beyond human thinking. If you're not on gunpoint, please stand up. Stand and say, no, I cannot do this. I'm a human being like you. Okay? Even if you're on a gunpoint, still say something. Don't just keep quiet. Okay, sometimes we are going to say they forced us to do that, right? But still, even if you were told, if they forced you, okay, fine, you're willing to give them your milk. That means you tell them to buy for you a breast pump. a breast pump than taking those dogs on your body. You know, it's like we no longer want to. Girls, don't you love yourself, or don't you love your body? If finally they have forced you, okay, tell them to buy for you breast pump, and you pump that milk for their puppies. Let us think harder in every situation. Don't just allow yourself to be affected by something because we have been forced. Still, you can tell them to buy for you a breast pump. You pump that milk for their puppies. You can't tell me that if you tell them to buy for you a breast pump to give those puppies the milk, they can refuse to give you. Even in Islam, in any religion, that thing it is not allowed at all. So it's you to come up and say something. It's you to come up and give what you think. This is why marriage has failed, and some people we have lost so many in marriages because people can't come out and say enough is enough. Huh? They keep like it will work, it will stabilize, like it will. They keep it will. Let me try again, maybe it will work out, and you end up losing your life. If I told you say something, or you say enough is enough because you have seen enough in that marriage, or you've had, or you've got enough out of that marriage, and you feel like, don't say let me sit for my children, or let me sit for what? Yes, fine, we need money, but I always say, be proud of what you're doing if you know you are not ashamed of what you're doing. Feeding them, it is okay. Sleeping with them or breastfeeding them, it is not okay at all. If you feed them, it is okay. I'm also okay with that. But if they go beyond that, you stand and say, no, this is beyond. This is beyond. Stand up and say, no, I cannot do that. Frankly speaking, let us not pretend, just say, no, I cannot, let me try elsewhere before you do it. But once you start on it, they will see that you're able to do. Okay? So say no if you see that you're not going to marry. Even not to, you are not going to manage. Even not just you see, you see something like beyond, you also see it yourself. We should we should remove this fear in ourselves. These are also people like you. But if you keep fearing to say something, then that means you're going to hurt yourself, you yourself. No one is going to see that you're being hurt, or no one is going to feel what you're feeling, But it's you to come out and say something. I'm not judging, though people will come here and say I'm judging. I'm not judging. But this is something that we can see with our eyes. This is impossible. This is haram. This is haram. So if you accept from the first time, that means they are going to always say, oh, Africans, they can do each and everything. Because of money? Let us not reach to that extent because of money. At least rather go back and do something else than doing that. You say something before you take an action. Let us not be silenced, or let us not be silent. All along you had a phone, you were on Wi-Fi. Don't wait things to get worse and you come out to say help. There are things we can stop before they do worsen, or they do go beyond repair. People, when we are new, we are always told to go to other houses and clean, you know, because maybe you had your friend is also cleaning the second house and she's getting some money. So if at all they say, let's go to someone's house and you clean, and you think they are going to give you money, and yes, fine, if they give you money, but still you're going to reach to some extent and you feel like you cannot do it anymore. So it's better when we also value our life than running for this quick money. You know, I call them quick money because if you take your life as if you don't care, then because of the money, you're going to feel it after. I also want to tell you this: if you're a married woman, when you reach in the house, you say, I'm a married woman, right? Because if you don't say I'm married, maybe you will find this old man who has got no wife, and maybe they are going to tell you you're going to get married to him because you did not tell them that you're married. So they will take you. Sometimes some people, they use our disadvantages to satisfy themselves, right? So if at all, we always tell them what we are, not all, but tell what is going to make you a responsible person. You say you say I'm a married woman, because no one will come out to say you sleep with this or you sleep with the other one, you know, because they know you are married. Some people will have to put a limit because you are married. If there is this old man who has got no wife, maybe they will put a limit and say, no, this one has got a husband back home, you know. But if you don't sometimes tell them, still, if they come out to say that you are going to be sleeping with our grandpa, that means you're going to allow. Because you have no in your mouth, still you're going to allow, yet you have back home a husband. So let us always say and have a no to some things. Not everything we shall say yes, yes, yes. It will not work for us. We are going sometimes to affect ourselves. We are sometimes going to feel sorry for ourselves afterwards. No one will be in your shoes and feel what you're feeling. So it is you to stand and say something before you feel hurt or before you get hurt.